Hello, I am Jonna Carter. I represent the Kentucky Annual Conference as lay leader, chair of the Commission on Religion and Race, as well as serve on the Strengthening the Black Church for the 21st Century design team. I'm also a member of Wesley United Methodist Church in Lexington and have been their church business administrator for several years. In addition to that, I'd like you to know that I am a Black Christian woman who is fearfully and wonderfully made. So that makes me excited and privileged to have this opportunity to spend a few moments sharing some of my thoughts about Black history. Yes, I know. Talking about Black history can be challenging and difficult, perhaps even unwanted, but it's necessary and important. So I'm glad we have a month that's set aside each year to bring attention to not only the ugly, hate-filled past, but to also inspire and inform us of some of the rich legacy that we have. We've accomplished a lot, and so having an opportunity to share some of those moments is also precious to me. So we've been reminded that even though we've set aside a month, after a while, we've had a month set aside each year to celebrate Black history. We all know that in every second of every minute of every hour of every day, and every day of every week of every month, and every year, you'll find Black history. But we know that Black history is a shared history. So when we talk about Black History Month, we're not just talking about Black history. We're talking about Black history, white history, all kinds of colors of history, each that happens every day. So this is a shared history. So the stories that I share and the things that I mention, they're not just Black history. And this conversation is not just for my Black brothers and sisters. So I hope you'll take time to listen to some of the things that we want to share. I know that when you go through Black History Month, it seems like the same folks it's an opportunity to name the same people again that you've heard before. You think Black History Month, the first person most people think of, Martin Luther King Jr. But there are a whole lot of other folk who have shared in our past and are still making history today. I wanted to talk a little bit about what it has been like through the years, and I am one that likes poetry. I've written some, but today I want to highlight a cousin of mine who is a Kentucky poet, and he has recently shared one of his poems, and it aligns real well with Black History Month. So I am going to have him share that with us, and it talks about redwoods. It talks about the strength of trees being rooted and how they grow if the roots are good. And I think he does a good job of summarizing where we've been. So I'm going to have him do that, and it's a very short poem, and he leads into that. Just please take time to listen to Larry Burns Sr.
When you think about a redwood tree, it's one of the biggest and tallest trees in the world. And the only way it got to that girth and that height is because it had good roots. And when I think about Black history, I think about those good roots. So with that being said, I would like to share with you a poem called Speechless. There once was a man who had no voice. He accepted that because he had no choice. He was called a slave and he had no name. He could never go back from where he came. He was bought and sold and worked like a mule. He was forbidden to read or write or go to school. His burdens were heavy and life was not kind. They may own his body, but not his mind. He learned to read and he learned to write. If he wanted his freedom, he had to fight. Many did follow, and so many were slain. They endured those burdens. They endured the pain. Though they lost some battles, they would not give in. They gave praise to God for the ones they'd win. Though blood was shed when the day was through, it brought about great change for me and you. God bless those people who fought those fights. They gave us freedom. They gave us rights. Remember that battle and the ones who died. They changed the course of history with valor and pride. We're no longer speechless. We have a voice. We can use our mind, and we have that choice. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Cousin Larry. Brothers and sisters, let's find our voices and use them for good. We do have a voice now, so let's use it for good.